When people talk about scaling internationally, they usually talk about hiring. They talk about finding talent in new markets, building remote teams, and expanding faster than competitors. What they do not talk about enough is payroll. And honestly, that is weird, because payroll is where international growth gets real. It is easy to get excited about hiring someone amazing in another country. It is a lot less exciting to deal with tax withholding, local deductions, statutory benefits, pay frequencies, reporting deadlines, currency issues, and compliance rules that change from one country to the next. But that is the part that decides whether your expansion feels smooth or starts turning into a monthly mess. That is why global payroll service providers matter so much. At a basic level, a global payroll provider helps you pay workers across multiple countries while staying aligned with local laws and rules. That sounds simple. It is not. In the United States alone, employers already have to deal with payroll tax withholding and reporting rules. Now imagine doing that across several countries at once, each with its own logic, deadlines, documents, and government requirements. And here is the bigger point. Global payroll is not always the same thing as global hiring. A lot of companies get confused here. Some providers are strongest when you already have legal entities in the countries where your employees work. Other providers are stronger when you need an employer of record, which means they hire workers on your behalf in countries where you do not have an entity. Those are related problems, but they are not identical. If you mix them up, you can end up buying the wrong service. So, what should you actually look for in a global payroll provider? First, look at real payroll coverage, not just general country coverage. A company might advertise support in 180 countries, but that may include contractor management or employer of record services rather than true payroll for your own legal entities. You need to know exactly what is supported in the countries where you want to hire and pay people. Second, look at compliance depth. Every payroll company says it is compliant. That is the easy part. The harder question is, how do they help you stay compliant? Do they handle local calculations well? Do they support tax obligations and statutory payments? Do they make country-level changes easier to manage? That stuff matters way more than a pretty landing page. Third, look at payment operations. Payroll is not just data. It is money. Money has to arrive on time, in the right amounts, in the right currencies, with the right deductions already handled. If a provider looks great in demos but makes payments clunky or opaque, you will feel that pain fast. Now, when it comes to providers, a few names stand out. ADP is a serious option for larger multinational businesses that want an established player with global scale. Deal is strong for remote-first companies that want payroll, contractor management, and hiring tools in one system. Remote is appealing for businesses that want a clean, modern payroll and employment platform. Papaya Global stands out when workforce payments and finance operations are a huge priority. Oyster is attractive for teams that care a lot about compliant global hiring and straightforward platform experience. Rippling is interesting if you want payroll tightly connected to HR, IT, and finance workflows. And Multiplier is worth a look if you want a broader global employment platform that covers payroll, EOR, and contractor management. But there is also a mistake companies make over and over again. They choose based on the sales pitch instead of the operating model. The right provider is not the one with the loudest marketing. It is the one that fits your actual setup, your countries, your worker types, your entity structure, your internal team, your tolerance for complexity, your need for support when something breaks 2 days before payday. And there is one more thing people forget. Payroll is only half the challenge. The other half is finding the right people to pay. That is where a platform like HireBasis can fit in. If you are hiring globally, you still need a strong pipeline of remote talent. A payroll platform can help you pay compliantly. But it usually is not the best place to source talent or build a strong remote hiring process from scratch. So the smartest international teams often think in layers. Hiring strategy first, payroll strategy second, and both connected from day one. That is the real takeaway here. If you are comparing global payroll service providers, do not just ask which platform is popular. Ask which one fits how your business is actually growing. And if you are also trying to hire globally, not just pay globally, Look at where HireBasis can support the talent side of that expansion. Because international growth gets a lot easier when payroll stops being a monthly surprise.